If you don't have back problems, you probably are okay with your spine, and your spine is likely chill with you. But what if your spine hated you? Congratulations! You have scoliosis! But what is scoliosis? Scoliosis is a condition of the spine in which one or more areas are twisted out of standard alignment. The UC Davis medical system describes scoliosis as a spinal curvature of more than 10 degrees on the Cobb angle scale. The curve can be in any part of the spine and in any direction or angle, with the severity varying on a case-by-case basis. 4 types of scoliosis include thoracic scoliosis, or a curvature of the upper thoracic spine involving the ribs; thoracolumbar scoliosis, or a curvature that goes from upper to lower spinal regions; lumbar scoliosis, or a curvature of the lower lumbar spine. As a note, this is the kind of scoliosis I possess, but this video doesn't take into account my other condition, spondylolisthesis, both of which play heavily into each other. Look it up if you're curious, but for now we move on to the final type of scoliosis, a double major curve, which involves 2 separate curvatures in the same spine. This often consists of curves in the upper and lower spinal regions. Scoliosis generally affects 2% of the population and can be caused by a number of things, such as congenital disorders, tumors, and other early childhood diseases. Scoliosis in older adults is often degenerative scoliosis, caused by degenerative diseases of the spine or idiopathic childhood scoliosis not worsening until later in life. Often it runs in families, as it seems to do in mine, and is more common in girls like myself than boys. Even with these known scoliosis causes, much of scoliosis diagnosed today is idiopathic, meaning there is no known cause, because we just don't know where it comes from. Some visible signs of scoliosis, though, include uneven shoulders or shoulder blades, uneven waist or hips, default posture leaning to one side, or distortion of the ribs in which one side appears to stick out farther than the other. Severe cases of scoliosis can often be painful and make it hard to breathe. Doctors monitor any scoliosis over 10 degrees, but often don't take action besides regular x-rays unless the curve reaches over 20 to 25 degrees. One way to medically treat scoliosis is with a brace, which will keep the curve from worsening, but won't outright cure the curve itself. If a curve progresses to over 40 or 50 degrees, doctors generally recommend corrective surgery to fuse vertebrae together and prevent the curve from worsening further. To do this, bone is taken from the pelvis and held to the vertebrae by metal hooks, screws, wires, or rods. Though this will halt or lessen the curve itself, this does not mean any associated pain symptoms are guaranteed to disappear with surgery. There are cases in which the curve is corrected, yet the pain remains the same. Some ways to treat the pain symptoms of scoliosis include physical therapy or chiropractic care. Both methods focus on non-invasive, non-surgical methods of correcting or lessening a curve, so that the scoliosis won't progress to dangerous curvature levels. Physical therapy focuses more on retraining the muscles to better support the spine in less painful positions. Chiropractors, on the other hand, will go in and adjust the bones through spinal manipulation, which helps alleviate the pain immediately. However, since the spine will naturally return to the curve it possessed before, adjustments must be made regularly to keep the spine in better condition. Personally, I've had involvement in all 4 of these treatments to varying degrees. My doctors recommended I use a brace at first, but as my curve worsened and they discovered my spondylolisthesis, they scrapped that and wanted to do surgery. We never got around to that, though, because the nurses went on strike and we had to reschedule. Then I got sick and we had to reschedule. And then the doctors just couldn't agree if the surgery would even fix anything and scrapped that idea, too. Afterwards, my family experimented with me going to chiropractors and later to physical therapy. I've stuck more with the chiropractor just because of the immediate relief it provides. But even my chiropractor strongly recommends I strengthen my core to help keep my back from possibly slipping back to the 32-degree curve it once was. I'm around 18 degrees the last time I checked, and I definitely want to keep it getting better. So yeah, my spine hates me. And even though it constantly gets on my nerves with the scoliosis and other back pain, and that's kind of a pun, you know?
Yeah, because it literally gets on your nerves.
My literal spinal nerves.
I'm so upset.
Even though it gets on my spinal nerves, the treatment is keeping it from getting worse. So I'm pretty okay with my spine. We're in it for the long run, spiny old pal, so get used to it. Much of the information in this video is based on personal experience, but other researched information can be found on the following websites. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned more about scoliosis. Have a great day with your back. Or not, if you're me. Ha ha ha.
I still think it sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Like, okay, imagine like friggin' 12-year-old Harry, right?
Yeah.
Facing off with Snape. I don't know. I've never read the books. Scoliosis! And then I feel like J.K. Rowling made up scoliosis.
That's great.
I think J.K. Rowling made up scoliosis.
She made up scoliosis.
I'm onto her. First billionaire writer because she made up the back disease thing.